All right, everyone. Now we need to talk about Letitia James. She seems to be a little bit on the upset side. How sad. Link in the description, archived, of course. Letitia James, of course, has been indicted on mortgage fraud charges. And she deserves it because she quite clearly committed mortgage fraud. It's a pretty cut and dry case. Letitia James' only option, therefore, because she knows that she's guilty, and everyone who backs her knows that she's guilty. And, your mom knows that she's guilty. Your fucking cat knows that she's guilty. The only thing that she can do, therefore, is say Orange Man bad. That is literally her legal defense. Well, I'm a being politically persecuted and all that stuff. Donald, he just wants to get me because I went after him. This is a person who was clearly politically motivated from the get-go in the case against Trump. She campaigned on it. We have clips of her saying, basically, her pitch was, I'm going to get Donald Trump. It's there in black and white. It was literally said. This is not just some illusion like, I'm not really a fan of that orange dude over there. It wasn't an insinuation. It was an absolute threat. Hey, if I'm elected, I'm going to prosecute him. I'm going to do whatever it takes to put him in jail, which you failed at. So, haha to you. That was quite literally part of the campaign messaging, which isn't a surprise. TDS, in vogue at the time. Now it's coming back to bite people. Because it turns out that a lot of these people have shady dealings of their own. Letitia James, Comey, others. Bolton. It turns out that a lot of these people have done questionable, if not outright illegal things. This is not a surprise to me. When people thought that it was dusk and the sun was falling and the sky is falling too, I told people, don't worry. It's always darkest before dawn. All of this stuff will come to light in the end. Indeed, it is. Letitia James has been arraigned, along with Comey, along with Bolton getting raided by the FBI, which, they should do more than that. They should just have him in a fucking cell at the moment. Class A warmonger. He's basically, imagine him as the mustachioed version of George W. Bush. One of the worst things that Trump ever did was hiring the bastard. Yeah, I've got my misgivings about some of his hirings in the first term. I have a few misgivings now. I'm not really sold on Patel and Bongino. Most of the rest, for the most part, they're doing a good job. Bondi, questionable, but we'll give it time. Letitia James is just totally fucking retarded. She's coming out and she doesn't seem to realize something. This is something that people need to realize, especially if they've got an audience. Court of public opinion versus actual court. They are not the same thing. Yes, it may be your first inclination when somebody claims you've done something wrong to immediately go to the court of public opinion. You can hang yourself legally doing that. It's not a good idea. You should go to the actual court first. Letitia James has been somewhat mute about this. She's not speaking out on a daily basis or anything like that. But every time she does, she's taking a risk in doing so. But we know that she's guilty. We know that there was mortgage fraud. It's there in the paperwork. It's very easily established. I like how they're saying that this is political comeuppance. The evil Orange Man regime is just punishing her for speaking out against Donald Trump, the evil-doing, retarded version of Adolf Hitler. No, this is upholding the law. She broke the law. She committed mortgage fraud. We know this. She listed a separate address as the one that she was getting the mortgage for as her primary, and it was wrong. Now, I think that her legal defense is claiming, basically, well, it was an accident. We're really, really sorry about this. Fucking, ignorance is not an exclusion to the law, though, unfortunately. While I can understand somebody signing paperwork, right? They fly through 17 pages of legalese and all the other stuff, and hey, here's your home, and there's your assets and stuff. I can understand why somebody might make a mistake in that process. It's very legalistic. Liberals should probably be campaigning to make it less legalistic, something that they're not inclined to do, by the way. Yeah, it should be more simplistic. I understand that. But with Letitia James, she seems to have very callously done this. She knew that she was doing this in order to save a bunch of money. And that's where we're left with. Letitia James comes out to the propagandistic legacy media and says, "Well, I didn't do anything wrong." Yes, you did. You may not have known. I'm going to argue devil's advocate here. Let's assume that you didn't know that what you were doing was against the law. Here's a couple of questions. Number one, is that an exoneration for what you did? I don't think so. Number two, is Donald Trump, because you're obsessed with him, is he responsible for the fact that you were fraudulent on your mortgage papers? I don't think that he coerced you into doing so. I believe that that is false. Number three, since you cannot be exonerated of this particular charge, um, can I ask, if you are a prosecutor, so you've got a legal mind, you've got a law degree, you do this for a living. In what realm of reality am I living in that I'm supposed to suspect that you are not aware of the fact that you just committed fraud? Because it's not like the average person. Imagine somebody with a high school education and nothing more. They fix plumbing and stuff, and they fudge their papers when they're applying for a mortgage or something like that. I can understand. You don't understand legalese. You're not a lawyer. You're not a prosecutor or anything like that. You may genuinely have not known what you were signing off on or what you were supposed to sign. It happens all the time, by the way. The legal system's fucked. I almost feel sorry for Letitia James, actually. And that's going some. But you are a lawyer. You're a prosecutor. You've got a legal mind. You've got a fucking PhD in law. You should know better. And that's the standard that, by the way, should be applied by law. Is this person reasonably able to understand why they have breached the law? In Letitia James' sense, while I would call her sub-retarded, she has a law degree. And somehow she got it with affirmative action, I suppose. And has been a gadfly, but that the political side doesn't mean anything. You committed fucking fraud. You clearly did. Got the paperwork. Who are you trying to fool? Anyway, she's going to continue to try to fool people and do the caterwauling thing. Oh my God, I'm being persecuted by Orange Man. It's so terrible. Yeah, you're being held to the same legal standard that you have held other people in the past as a prosecutor. It's exactly the same thing. Welcome to the justice system. You're just on the receiving end this time, and it's beautiful, in my opinion. That's about all. Peace out.